Yay! Woohoo! I'm so happy.
It's the Thingy Podcast. It's a podcast. Thank you, Jeff. That's our theme for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll say hello to everybody from the internet, and of course the BrunoBlargg thingy. And today's episode is brought to you by us.
Today's episode is brought to you by BrunoBlargg. Yeah. We do things and stuff. Also brought to you by Citation Needed, a great web comic written by yours truly, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey, I don't think you know what yours truly means.
Which now you owe us for advertising your website.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
we need our money payment soon.
You did a really bad job because you didn't actually say the URL.
Don't worry, it'll be posted
and citation-needed.com. There you go.
Oh, and also brought to you tonight by RTO.
All right, CN-needed. Isn't it? I totally said it wrong.
No, you still did it wrong.
No,
CN-comics.com, that's all.
Damn it. I had it earlier. For some reason, it's not here anymore.
Ow!
And make sure to also...
The CN-comics.com. Enjoy.
Make sure also to check out cn-comics.com/actionfood for Chris's personal comic, which he writes and draws at the same time.
Yeah, I have been really bad about updating that one recently, but I'm trying to get back on track with it just because I've been preparing for a big move, actually, which is why I haven't really had time to do it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that journal entry. You're going to Los Angeles. If you see, like, JonTron and Ego Raptor hanging out, you definitely have to high-five them for me.
If I see them, I will, but it's a big town, I hear. I'm just told. I don't really know. I can't verify the rumor. But I've been told it's a large town.
Hey, they're just filled with YouTubers there. Like, I know Tobuscus does. I know, like, there are a ton of other ones that I'm just forgetting on the spot right now, but it's just, I don't know, a ton of YouTubers and just actors in general.
Yeah, it's kind of a hub for that sort of stuff.
Did anybody see his video of him playing Slender?
Tobuscus? Oh, I bookmarked it. I haven't played it.
Oh, God,
I haven't watched it.
It's funny. But we're not here to talk about Tobuscus.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the Tobuscus-PewDiePie merger, which they're going to play a game together. Woo! Isn't that right? Right, guys? Right?
Yeah. What?
Haven't you heard about Tobuscus and PewDiePie are going to play together?
No.
That'll be the most epic Let's Play ever.
Really?
Yes, it will be, because Tobuscus, everybody's been constantly nagging both of them, like, play with PewDiePie, play with Tobuscus, and then PewDiePie was finally like, hey man, want to play together? And Tobuscus said yes, so now everyone is just...
Did we just lose Mac? We just lost Mac.
That's okay.
We always lose.
All he has to do is leave and rejoin, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he'll be right back. No big deal.
Sure. His iPhone will totally let him come back.
Oh, he's doing this on iPhone. Well,
he has a computer. He doesn't have any internet.
There we go.
There we go.
Back.
Hey, welcome back, dude.
What happened?
Did your iPhone run out of battery? Is that
No,
it?
nothing. No, I just, like, all of a sudden, I posted the link.
We lost you again.
Our message board, our AMP chat, and then all of a sudden, literally everything. Hello? You guys fucking with me now? That's not cool.
We're hearing about half of you. You're getting a bit better.
Yeah. You get a bit better, yeah.
I have to kick your ass. I have to hold my foot up your ass if you don't keep fucking around.
But, of course, we are here to talk about Chris and his stuff when he's not injuring himself and saying, ouch!
What? Oh, my ferret bit me in the leg.
Your ferret?
Yeah, I've got 2 ferrets, and one of them likes to bite. If you don't let her out all day, she gets really upset. And then when she does get out, she sprints all over the apartment, and she runs into things, and she tries to steal your wireless mouse, and she bites you in the leg. That's what she does.
Yeah.
Her name is Lilu. The girl's name is Lilu, and the boy's name is Tuka. And Tuka is dumb and fat. And he doesn't know how to use his back legs very well. He kind of just splats everywhere. But Lilu is, like, tiny. Like, she was the runt, I guess, in her litter, so she had to, like, build up a thick skin, a metaphorical thick skin. I don't know how thick ferret skins are. I assume they're actually pretty thin. but her metaphorical skin is very thick, and so she's a huge bee. She's terrible, and she bites things, and she starts fights with people, and she jumps on top of other animals, and
What a bully.
like, she owns them. Yeah. And so, like, Tuca is just kind of lolling around, and he likes to roll on the floor, and then she'll jump on him. She'll jump right on him, and she'll bite him in the face. But not just, like, nip him in the face. She'll clamp down on his face, and she won't let go of him. And he doesn't really understand what's happening. Like, I don't know. It's kind of how ferrets play anyway, so he probably thinks she doesn't mean it. But I think she's trying to eat him.
One day you'll come home, he'll be gone.
So is Lilu the white one, or is that the other one?
Tuca is has the white fur, and Lilu is kind of she's got like a bandit print on her face, so it looks like she's got like an eye, like a bandana sort of thing around her eyes. But she's brown, and she's got like a creamy kind of chest color underneath.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I posted pictures of them on Twitter. You can follow me at MicroBrien. That's MicroBrien, and you can find them in my recent pictures on Twitter.
Yes, I actually saw that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there a ferret with its mouth open on this tweet pic? What's going on here? It's kind of weird. And then I noticed you mentioned before, and that you actually had ferrets. Like, okay.
It's funny because I'll tweet jokes and stuff like that because I try to. I have a blog and I write every single day to kind of get better at writing, but I'll do things throughout the day too. I'll try to write, like, come up with jokes and tweet them and stuff like that. And usually I'll get like a favorite, maybe a retweet here and there. But whenever I mention or post photos of ferrets, it's like I get at least 1,000 times more responses. People see small furry animals and they just lose their minds completely.
They do.
Well, that's what the internet is.
I know,
it's porn.
It's just a large depository of furry animals so people can...
Exactly. And some of those people like to be furry animals.
Some of those people do like to be furry animals. They like to pay $2,000 for a specially made suit and walk around at conventions petting people.
I'm gonna try
Get
to
off of
find-
that subject.
Yeah.
I was looking up Chris's Twitter name is Brian with Brien, like
Yes.
O'Brien, like the Irish way. Like my first name, spelled the American Shawn way.
The proper way.
If you look at my name closely, it's my Twitter handle. It's two pieces, Micro and O'Brien, and then you kind of do like a Jeopardy before and after, and cut out one of the O's, and it becomes Micro Brian. See, it's like magic.
Like
Ta-da!
Jay or Dan. Remember
Woo!
Jordan? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jay Orden.
I was sad the day they changed that. It was like so clever, and then they're like, "Oh, now we're just gonna make it Jordan." Oh.
Dude.
All right, Shawn, interview our guest. I'll listen.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you've probably gotten this question about 1,000 times, but how did you get started with the Citation Needed comics?
You're right. I have got that question 1,000 times, and I refuse to answer it. Next question.
Okay,
No,
what if
you
I
can't.
ask it?
What you have to
What
do-
happened between you and Amy that started this comic? Because I know there's got to be a hilarious story going on there.
What happened between us to start the comic?
Yes.
My penis.
Okay. I understand now.
Wow, wow. Oh.
Dun-dun-dun.
That's a sex joke for the younger people in the audience. No, we met. I guess it was like late in 2007 at college together, and I don't remember the very, very specific details of how it came about, but basically, I was writing, and I was also an actor. I'm still an actor, but I was doing a lot of writing. I'm in like kind of my free time, and for a long time, I had wanted to potentially work on a web comic of some kind, but I never had anybody. I was never very good at art, and I never really put in the necessary time or effort to get better at art or illustration. And when I met Amy, she was an artist and had been very into comics for her whole life, basically, but never felt quite so confident in her writing, so it was kind of a nice fit. So as we became friends and started spending a lot more time together, we talked about the possibility of starting a webcomic together. And so to prove to her, and I had to prove to her that I could write comics, I started writing a lot of scripts and coming up with ideas and developing potential characters and things like that. And when we first started, the easiest thing to do was just kind of base the characters on ourselves and people we knew. Very quickly, those characters kind of took on lives of their own, and they're nothing like ourselves or the people we know anymore. But that's how it started. But for a long time, we didn't really do anything with it for months and months. Then we went to RVBTO up in Toronto in 2008, July 2008. And we were up there, and honestly, we were so inspired by the people at Rooster Teeth and the community, obviously, that had grown around the stuff they made, that it was then and there that we really kind of said, you know what, we really do want to do this. Let's commit to it. Let's really go for it. Let's go all in. And to start the comic, we actually started on Blogspot, like a blog page for hosting the comic.
Right.
But to start, Amy had to draw 30 comics in 30 days because I thought it was really important to build a library of a backlog of comics as fast as possible. And it was hell for her. It was a complete nightmare. She hated it, and she hated me for it. But no, it was fun, obviously, and it was exciting because not only were we starting something new, but it was picking up speed really quickly because of doing it that way. And she kind of learned how to. She had never really drawn comics that way before. She'd always worked on things for herself, and so she kind of really quickly developed and honed her style, which has continued to evolve, obviously, but it was really good for both of us because we had to learn really, really quickly. And then we got a website, and then we got another website a couple of years later, but that's how it started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know I heard you said, you went to RVBTO and found out about this, so let's hear about the most interesting story of any RT member's life. How did you get into RT? Was it, probably an episode of RVB or something like that, but...
Gosh, it was, I want to say 2004, fall of 2004, roughly. It may have been the summer of 2004, but I had a good friend, Dylan, and he and I were in theater together in high school and acting and stuff like that. And he actually is kind of what inspired me to try acting and get into it. And but so we used to hang out all the time. And one day I was hanging out at his house, and he said, "You got to see this video. It's the best thing ever. You've got to see it." I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And he's like, "Well, it's kind of like a video game, but it's also kind of like really funny." I didn't really know what to expect, and he showed me. I think it wasn't even an actual episode. It was like some weird filler episode they did in season 2, where
Was it like a PSA one, or?
No, I don't think it was a PSA. Maybe it wasn't a filler episode. It's the one where they go in church and Tex's graves are both there, and they're kind of standing over them and commenting how, like, well, which one was Jewish because they're not marked graves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a PSA, I think.
Was it a PSA? I didn't think it was like a normal episode. And so anyway, Dylan showed me that, and I think, like many things through high school, Dylan would kind of introduce me to like something he had a passing interest in, and then I would just go nuts and get completely obsessed with it. And so I started a profile, I started messaging people, I started hanging out on the site all the time, the forums and stuff like that, watching every single episode, and that's how I got into it.
Nice. I was a little bit disappointed with the story. I was hoping it would end up being like Dylan from the Internet Box podcast. It's like, oh my god, that's like such a weird connection.
Oh, no, I have no connections to anybody on the internet.
No connections to anybody on the internet. Wink.
No, I don't know anyone online at all. I just it's like I don't even have the internet.
Yeah, like somebody in this room who doesn't have the internet.
Hey, I don't have internet, and I still obviously met the internet in real life, and Brian was part of that.
Yeah.
Chris O'Brien was there in person.
So
I said hello to him and stuff, yeah.
But once you meet it in person, it's not the internet anymore.
I guess, but you're no longer part of the internet. Screw that. By the way, I have to convince you and Amy to move over to Toronto, because me and Jen are trying to do that, and it seems I've almost got Amy. She's already agreed to, she's already asking me to be a roommate with her.
Yeah, she wants.
Essentially, her motivation is, I have Xbox and I have Xbox Live, and she wants to play Xbox Live Minecraft, so she wants to move in with me.
Yeah, that's really all it takes at this point. If you have an Xbox with Minecraft, she'll live with you. She'll probably do things to you sexually too. I don't know. No promises.
I got the whole advantage there.
I don't know if you heard her, but she's actually here right now. She's yelling yes from the background.
Oh my God.
Yes to the sexual favors. Yes to all of it, I guess.
Unfortunately, she's gonna have to pay for the internet, because somebody.
Oh, she can afford the internet. She's rolling in the dough. Yeah. She's rich.
All right. There you go. Well, I'm broke. I'm currently jobless. That's why I don't have internet. So screw it.
You were internetless when you had a job, Toku. So
I don't know if I had a phone. My phone provides the internet. So fuck you. It's still doing it, so, go suck a dick. But I won't be at RT50, so if you guys are showing up, I would totally, bring my Xbox with me. No, I probably won't.
I'm not going to be able to make it to RT Philly. It's too close to when I'm moving. I won't be able to come back.
Oh, I'm super disappointed.
Yeah, I'm sorry to break everyone's hearts, but Amy will probably be there. Probably.
There. So,
I'll make sure to high-five her if I see her.
Yeah, she needs a place to stay, potentially, so.
I do, so if she's looking for a roommate, right here. I'm looking for one, too.
Cool.
We can be roomies. At least for RT Philly, we can be roomies.
Yeah, man. She'll be thrilled to at least have some options.
There you go. I actually have a question about characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Micro. Is he based off of Microbe? Who's telling me is?
No, Micro is not based off of Microbe. I actually wrote the character of Micro, I think, before I ever really met Microbe. I know he was at that first RBBTO, but I had developed the character of Micro much earlier because he's basically just supposed to be me at first.
Well, it feels like he turned into him a lot later on when he became Canadian and all that. I already know that was Macro.
Canadian. Micro is American, I guess. I don't really know.
Come on. Aren't they like twins or half brothers or something?
So the backstory, which we haven't really explained, is that Micro and Macro are twins who were given up for adoption and they were split up. And Macro was adopted by a Chinese immigrants in Canada, outside of Toronto, actually. And Micro was adopted by these two men,
a gay couple,
a male couple who lived in New England, in the United States. So Micro was originally supposed to be roughly based on me, because the reason I picked the name Micro is because it was actually a nickname that somebody gave me right around that time. The only nickname I've ever been given, by the way.
And, I wonder what it meant.
What does it mean? It means that I really like Microsoft.
Okay.
I was having an argument with my friend Tony about computers, and he knows a lot more about computers than I know, so I was losing the argument miserably, but I just kind of happened to mention I just like Microsoft for, I don't know, some stupid reason, and he was arguing in favor of Apple computers, and he was like, okay, Micro Brian. And that became kind of my name. But, and then I guess Gigi is originally based on Amy. The character Billy is actually based on my friend Dylan, who introduced me to Red vs. Blue. Right. Billy you don't see often anymore in the comics, but he's still there. The character Patches is based on my friend Patrick. And the character Mana is based on my friend Amelia.
Was Dylan the one who was gonna run away to Canada and then they were up in Canada? Or was that a different guy?
Patches.
I'm trying to remember.
Patches he's writing his hate letter and his goodbye letter, and he thought they were all there. Of course, this means that Canada is not a massive country by any means.
We need a good border, country border in between people you'd dislike severely.
Yeah, at least customs between you and the people you can't stand. And that's Patches.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
For Canada, sheesh.
What's that?
Because America.
Oh, shut up! You were in Canada, and you were in love with it. You loved it when you were here. Don't lie to yourself.
I would like free health care, which would be nice. But
it is pretty nice. I get injured, I get to go to the hospital and not pay anything.
Although, doesn't it take forever or something?
Not at all. I actually cut my finger open. It took me like 20 minutes to get it patched up and walk out the door.
So we should move BrunoBlargg to Canada?
I would say yes, because I'm already here, so that's, there's actually a lot of tax breaks for, companies up here, so just saying.
Yeah,
Why
I know.
Ubisoft is up here, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Producing awesome games like Assassin's Creed and whatnot.
And Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Hey, that was a long-going franchise, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Ubisoft isn't one of the greatest companies out there, although they are one of the biggest as of this point.
They are one of the biggest. They have like multiple locations. They've actually got a location in Toronto. They opened their offices a couple of years ago.
Nice.
So,
All right. Any more questions for our guest, or can you relax now?
I love questions.
How about one? How and why did you start on Action Food?
Initially Action Food, because Amy kind of never gets breaks from the comic. Every once in a while, we'll end the quote season that we're in, and we'll give her like a couple weeks or a month off or something like that, so she can kind of recover and not feel burned out from doing comics all the time. And we did this, I don't know, a year or two ago. At one point, but to fill the gap and keep having updates, I started making Action Food and releasing it on the website. And after that, I kind of thought, well, you know what? Maybe I enjoy doing it. People seem to enjoy the comics I make. Why not just have additional content and more reasons for people to visit the website? So I kept doing Action Food.
and there you go.
And there you go. That's all there is to it. I enjoy, illustration and stuff like that, and I wanted to get better at it as well, so that was kind of an easy way. Whenever you want to get better at something, I always suggest turning it into a project of some kind, because that'll make sure you keep doing it. And keep working on it. And unfortunately, my own advice has failed me over the last month or two because I have kind of let that slip. But in general, it's a really effective way to make sure you meet your goals and you do get better at something.
Feel you, bro. I just keep on pushing off my own projects. I always feel better when I'm like doing it with somebody else. Like take for example, Jay. Like she's dependent on me, so I'm like, okay, I got to get this done, and I will do it. But if it's just like my own project, I'm like, yeah, Shawn, you can take a break. You can do it tomorrow. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
if
a solo project, the best way to make sure you stay on top of yourself is to give yourself an audience and then promise them things.
Well, it's also because Shawn doesn't want to piss me off.
Right.
There's that too. Trust me, you screw up once with Jay, she keeps throwing it back in your face. She will not get off me for PAX East when I didn't get all the film. 'Cause you know what? It was hard to do a 2-person job, probably a 3-person job just by myself, Jay, just saying.
Yeah, especially hungover. That's tough too.
That's the worst part. I was hungover for one day. I actually had to end up showing up on the Jenga Jam podcast. I was still hungover then. I was like eating omelets in the background and like drinking like super large cups of coffee, just trying to stay non-barky and stuff.
I read recently that the only true hangover cure is in fact caffeine and aspirin, and it was the result of a long clinical study they did with rats and moved on to humans. It's like that kind of like that old like urban legend, whatever. Like, oh yeah, this cure, but it's true.
A lot of people say coffee's not good because it dehydrates you more.
It's actually got very little. I always was convinced that the hangover had to do with dehydration, but the reason you get the headache and the sensitivity to light has to do with how your body metabolizes the alcohol. As long as you keep drinking water along with the coffee, the dehydration won't be an issue.
So in other words, my hangover cure is essentially just keep drinking till the morning and then you're good to go. Or at least until night, and then I wake up drunk and I'm good. I'm fine after that. Because I'm drunk still and I'm good.
Just stay buzzed all day long, and then you'll never have a hangover.
Slowly wean yourself off the alcohol. That's another option, I guess.
Boo. That's lame. Where's Amy? She'd support my drinking habits.
I guess where it comes from for me is, I know everybody that's in BrunoBlargg knows the one thing I hate the most is don't tell me you're going to do something and then don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's like my, you want to get on that nerve of mine, it's right there. Yeah.
No one likes that, but I can understand being particularly frustrated when people don't keep their promises, stuff like that.
Gee, let's turn this around. Does our guest have any questions for us?
I'm not prepared. I feel so unprepared now.
Aww.
Yeah, now you know how we felt.
Do you guys have any pets like me?
Uh,
Well, our company pet are actually, yeah,
Cool.
there's Bruno. Actually, the company is named after my cat. And Bruno is asleep right now on his top of his little kitty condo, about a foot and a half away from me right now.
What, Bruno's a cat?
Yeah.
What kind of cat?
He's a black tabby.
Aw.
We named him after when he was a little kitten. He liked to try to do things that he shouldn't be doing because he's too little.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think of that Bugs Bunny cartoon with the circus bear and Bugs Bunny. You know, Bruno the Magnificent. Anything you can do, Bruno can do better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we named him Bruno.
That sounds like a very sweet cat.
Actually, he's a demon.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's
never
a
mind.
pervert.
Cat's horrible.
He runs.
He's a super pervert.
Yeah, he's a pervert.
I love that's the best about him.
My girlfriends have been felt up by him, and you know how cats do that kneading thing with their paws?
Yeah, it's called making biscuits.
Yeah, well, my friend Whitney came over, and she was holding Bruno, and her eyes suddenly got really wide. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said, Jay, I'm getting felt up by your cat. And Bruno...
I want to meet your cat, because I think we have similar interests.
Bruno had his
I've already been talking about
her
that.
shirt, and he was doing the kneading thing.
Yeah. Your cat, me and Bruno could be bros. We could hang out.
You have no idea. Me and Bruno were already like this, and when I'm tossing my two fingers together, me and Bruno were already on the same page.
I want to go out in the town drinking with Bruno and then end the night at Denny's quietly.
Well, what we hope to do someday is if we ever get popular enough to go to like a convention, we're going to have Bruno there to do autographs, paw prints.
Oh yeah, I would pay $5 for that.
Yeah, and it won't only be Bruno; it'll be Bruno held by a hot girl, and then he'll put his paw print on it as an autograph.
Mac, that's the business savvy that you need. The hot girl holding Bruno is what really sells it.
Yeah. Not only that, we'll have his paws over her nipples, so it won't technically be pornography.
I think like most conventions that might be considered inappropriate, maybe.
Is it?
Well, we have to tape the paws to her
Same.
boobs, so she never let go.
He would
Lady
go anyway.
Lady claws in her boobs for 8 hours.
Just saying this, Shawn. He wouldn't let go regardless. He would just have his paws there the whole time.
Oh, that beats nothing what he did to my cousin. My cousin was holding. She's like, "Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute." And she had this kind of low-cut shirt on, and Bruno was kind of doing this bouncy thing, and he slipped out of her hand, went down her shirt, and he looks up, and all you see is his little face between her boobs, looking up. He was in heaven.
Yeah, me and Bruno, man, we get a lot in common.
Chris, me, you, Bruno, we're gonna hit the town.
Yeah, he's a little pervert.
He has a way with the ladies. I think he knows some things that maybe I could learn from him.
You gotta lose him.
Specifically, how do I get into girls' shirts?
Apparently all you do is bounce on
no one gets mad because they're like, "Oh, that's so cute. Look what he's doing."
So just get really cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Shawn.
I'm already there.
Like Shawn just becomes super cute and small, and then just get into girls. Because he was hugging girls all the time, and he was literally breast level. Like his face went straight into girls' boobs when they hugged him, and he was enjoying the shit out of it. I'm pretty sure.
Leprechaun only 5 foot.
The guy's essentially like 5 foot, maybe like 4'9".
Yeah, that's the sucky part about
tiny.
being average height. You're too tall to be at boob level, and
Exactly.
you're too short for them to be at your crotch level. So
It's always a constant struggle. Though I did find one girl that was exactly almost the height of my crotch. I'm just saying. I was like, so close. So close.
She's 6? You're not that tall.
Hey, I'm 6'1". I'm pretty fucking tall.
oh, I'm only an inch below you, Mac. So
Suck
close.
on that.
Actually, I was thinking of having my friend make a little pimp outfit for Bruno.
Oh, God. A little fedora to go with it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can like a little kitty cane as well.
Well, he knows we're talking about it, so he's awake now. So he's looking at me.
Jay's one of those cat people. She even has a Facebook page for
Yes,
her
he
cat.
does have his own Facebook, yes.
Oh, yeah. To answer the rest of your question, my sister has a pet dog that's like half Cocker Spaniel, half Poodle. He is yapped as fuck, and I I don't know. I've learned I'm not a small dog guy because I've had to deal with this dog for the longest time.
I love dogs.
Yeah, like I open my door to walk downstairs and he's yipping out in her room like so loudly. Or when I don't know how, but in the morning she goes to the bathroom and he's stuck outside and he literally just stands outside my door because he assumes I'm going to be walking out pretty soon to go get breakfast, and I usually am. So it's like I open my door and there he is and he hops on my lap. He's like trying to get my attention.
You said he was a half Cocker Spaniel, half Poodle?
Yeah.
Cock-a-doodle.
So what is it, like a poo-cock?
He's a cock poodle.
Oh, cock poo. Okay.
Poodle. Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny is on my Facebook, I have a folder of pictures, and on the folder it's called Pussy Shots.
I wonder how many views that's got.
And they're all pictures of Bruno.
Yeah, I bet some people with some dirty minds were probably thinking it was something else.
Well, I had one friend, he sent me a message and said, that was the most disappointing folder ever of all time.
You know what? We gotta move that to the site when we have one. That was like just pussy shots. They're like, everybody's gonna click it and look into the thing. Oh, disappoint.
Yeah, well, what had happened was when we first started talking about, doing a podcast and, making our own machinimas and things like that, I was like, well, this company needs a name. So I was sitting here on my laptop, spinning in circles in my office chair, and I happened to look at Bruno, and I said, Bruno, and he looked at me like, what? And when we'd all play in a group, every time you die, everyone would say Blargg, or like, Bruno, Blargg. Okay, that's it. And I thought people would hate it.
No, I like it.
And everybody loved it. And we have a logo now. If Kevin K would ever finish it.
So we don't have a logo because it's not finished.
Do you mean Kempo, or is it one of your
No,
buddies? I keep on
Kempo
forgetting.
One of my friends says,
Okay.
yeah.
Kempo never did the Sawsome Award, did he? He only gave us like that one sketch.
The Sawsome Award, Kevin actually did that too. He just has to finish it. Just like he has to start our webpage and finish it. So I want to find a stick and beat Kevin with it because he hasn't finished anything. I mean, the logo's done. Basically, it's a cat's eye with the two B's as the iris of the eye, and at the bottom is BrunoBlargg Studios. So,
Yeah, it's a pretty cool emblem. They probably forgot about it, and they were just like, oh, we did it, and then they completely forgot to finish it.
When Kevin drew it, he did it as a, dedication to Bruno. So, the cat's eye, yeah.
Wait, did the logo ever get finished? Because I never saw one. I just saw like a half.
The logo itself is done deal. It just needs to be put into a format where we could put it on, hats, underwear, things like that,
So
underwear. Nice.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you don't want to wear a pair of boxers or a banana hammock that says BrunoBlargg Studios on it.
I only want to wear, that's it. That's all I want to wear for the rest of my life is a banana hammock that says that.
Oh, God. Hey,
no other clothing whatsoever.
It'll be right there on the front. It'll be on the crotch piece, not on the back end. It's not gonna be.
Can I get it on both sides? Like a small logo on the front and a large. I want the logo on the front to be very small, so it makes my junk look bigger. But I want the logo on the back to be very big, so it makes my butt look smaller.
Or do you want it to be like a G-string kind of thing?
Yeah,
no.
Amy would love that. You just walk around the house like that.
No one would love that.
Not even I would love that. So you put like a tea bag with like a little triangle where you would have the logo on.
What?
Pick it up with the banana hammock. It would have to be a tea bag. It's essentially like a little triangle, and then it's.
Why do you know so much about this type of underwear?
Because I was looking at it from a girl point of view, not a guy point of view.
Well, right, but you are a guy, so why do you know all this terminology and stuff?
Dude, I have a lot of female friends.
Is there just
say I love the hammocks?
you just know so many girls who like to talk about their tea bags.
Dude, I've gone lingerie shopping so many times. I know too much.
I
Probably,
see. Okay.
Accidental, starts getting off her clothes. Like, oh, you got a hammock there.
Go. I love that tea bag. What's going on? Let me see what's in the front.
I mean, I want to do something with cafepress. Everyone says, oh, cafepress sucks.
It does.
I don't know.
Usually you can find small local companies who do printing and stuff like that who will give you decent rates because they're small and they're local and they don't get a lot of business, so they have to offer you good rates.
I will actually go out and buy Chris a banana hammock and have a BrunoBlargg one made just for him.
I'll take a picture of myself in it too. I'll send it to everybody.
No, I don't even trust it. You know what? That'll just be for you and Amy. You know?
No, nothing but the banana hammock and maybe a hat. I'll put a ferret on my head. That's what I'll do.
There you go. Okay.
Hey, at least
nice
it's not a
hipster
ferret
hat.
peeing out of the banana hammock. Anyway.
Oh, good idea.
No, stop doing this.
Matt's going to have nightmares tonight.
I'm already having nightmares now. I'm having flashes of nightmares. It's going to be Chris.
I'm not going to have nightmares.
All right.
I'm having flashes of inspiration.
I usually like to find stupid news on the internet, and I did come across something that I kind of went, huh? Apparently, this whole football team got suspended, including the coaching staff. They weren't specific as to what happened, but all the police would say was that they're doing like a hazing ritual, and icy hot, if you know what that is, was used. It was used in a manner that was deemed inappropriate.
They're masturbating with icy hot? Fucking hell. I feel bad for those guys.
I don't know what they thought was inappropriate, but I kind of thought about it while I was at work today.
Yeah, I can think of a couple of ways that you could inappropriately use icy hot, but it sounds like this story had them putting the icy hot in and or around the ball area, the testicular region, if you will.
I was totally thinking it was either anal lube or masturbation lube.
Nah. See, it would have made a much better story if they had used Ben Gay.
Maybe.
I remember I used to play baseball. I used to play baseball and ice hockey, actually, but when I was playing baseball, as I got older, one of the coaches said, like, all right, I was a pitcher, and you start getting sore, stuff like that, get yourself some Ben Gay, rub it on your arm, once a night after you do your work and you get your reps in practicing pitching and stuff like that. And I remember getting home and immediately telling my dad, not that I needed Ben Gay, I needed Flexol, whatever it was called, or the other one that you were just talking about, because I didn't want to rub Ben Gay on me. It was like, young high school kid, very concerned about rubbing something with the word gay in it all over his body. I don't care about that stuff now. Send me the banana hammock with the Ben Gay logo across the front. I'll wear it.
Yeah, Ben Gay is awesome for, getting rid of sore muscles.
Ben Gay smells awful.
Yeah, it does. It's got like that all weirdness.
Yeah. Well, it's not made to smell delicious. It's made to, work. So I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. It's only made to work. It's not made to smell great, okay? Especially if you're thinking about it, people using it as lube. Come on, it's going in the butthole. Likely. It's not smelling good anyways to begin with. Trust me.
I think we're scarring our audience for life right now.
Possibly, but you know what? We've only got 15, 35.
I say we talk about some football. No.
I'm so excited. I can't wait for football season.
Yes. The preseason started, in which I am starting, my fantasy football league with, friends and stuff. So, they're all arguing, my nephew and, his friends are just do it on Yahoo, and then my college friends are no, Yahoo sucks, do it on ESPN or NFL or something, and now I'm all...
Yahoo does suck.
ESPN is where it's at. They're lazy and they don't want to change, and then my other friends are change. Well, I know how to use Yahoo. I've used it every single year. I was just too lazy to change, and now I don't know what to do. So I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
You recommend ESPN. ESPN's awesome interface for fantasy.
Nice. You do money leagues?
Yeah. I've been playing fantasy football for a few years, and I did fantasy baseball a couple of years. But fantasy football, I think, I enjoy fantasy football more because you only really have to pay attention one day a week.
Yeah.
I just watch football.
This is so boring.
That's the one thing about baseball and pretty much every other sport. There are hundreds of games, and it's I can't keep up with the entire season. Football, you got 16 games in the playoffs, and if you get in the playoffs, you're paying attention to every single game. It's not that hard. There's only 16 games a week. I think it's probably less than that. I think it's 14 because 2 teams get off, or 15 because 2 teams get a bye week. But it's just such a great sport. God bless America.
America.
Even Canada, they're making their way. They got a good league. They found Kurt Warner. They got him.
Fuck it, you know what? That sounds boring. I don't like to talk about football or any sports in general.
Well,
so, you know.
what is it with people on RT? They're like, oh, sports. We're immediately going to ignore that.
Honestly, you know what? For me, it was all, I prefer to play a sport in real life with people than to watch other people play a sport sitting down on my ass.
Football is fun.
That's always been my mentality. If I wanted to be excited about it, I'd be playing it with people I know. If I didn't, then fuck it. I don't care if shit about some guy that's been paid like millions of dollars to play on a television for me to watch them. I don't give a shit about that.
I think you're underestimating. I think you're neglecting the theater of it. It's not just like watching overpaid, like muscle-bound dudes run around and bang into each other. There's a narrative there. There's a story that's happening. You watch it unfold, and you've got your hero or your group of heroes that you're rooting for. But what makes it really interesting is that it's not objective. It's quite subjective. That there are fans on either side, and each side has their heroes that they're rooting for, and you kind of watch it unfold, and then the people like the commentators kind of give it a bit of context, work in the history, and I think that's what makes it exciting. But
and if you ever watch like on NFL Network where they have like the where you look back on like the ring teams that got the rings, the teams that like should have won the rings, and it's such an epic thing, which is more reason why I'm pissed at Verizon, why they've cut out like a good number of channels which are awesome, and now you have to pay for them.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why people aren't interested in sports, but I always like to point out that it really isn't just about watching people like just do the physical act of whatever it is. It's the whole story that you see happen game to game, and then over the course of a season as well.
Well, it's not like I never gave it a try. I've given it a try, and it just never I just never found it appealing.
I didn't understand football until I saw the movie The Waterboy. Then I understood football.
You know, I'm not sure you do.
Oh, God.
That's how you learn
close enough.
Waterboy, and I understood.
Well, you know how the yard lines work, and the
yeah.
You know, like first down, second down. I finally got it because I started watching sports because the guys I used to work with, they're like, you know, hey Jay, come watch this. I was like, no, and that's how I got into football and ice hockey. I mean, I started watching ice hockey right when the whole Detroit Red Wings Colorado Avalanche thing was going on, and yeah, that was a battle. When the goalies came out and beat the shit out of each other, that was awesome.
Goalie fights are always great.
Oh, goalie fights are awesome.
Because goalies can just rock everyone, especially with all the padding.
Oh, my God.
Usually they take off their helmets, though. That's where...
Well, yeah, that's where, you know, everybody hits. You can't just be a wimp and just keep it on. But then you just go with uppercut, and then break their jaw if they're just going to be a wimp and keep on their helmet.
Oh, there was one game with the Detroit Detroit Red Wings and Colorado Avalanche, where Darren McCarty and Claude Lemieux hated each other. And before the match even started, you could see them talking to each other. You want to do this? You want to do this right now? Right now? And they just started wailing at each other. They got kicked out of the game.
Most people hated Claude Lemieux.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I love hockey. I love football.
I played ice hockey for the better part of 12 years. And to a degree, I regret stopping as much as I've had fun pursuing other things since then. I've never had so much fun playing a game of any kind as hockey. It's just, and the best part about it is if I ever want to get back into it, it's one of those sports like football. They don't have leagues for old men, you know what I mean? But hockey, they do.
Yeah.
I can join a league at 50 and play and have fun.
Now, has anybody been watching the Olympics at all?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I never thought I would sit and watch 2 hours worth of water polo. I have.
Oh, water polo is a cool game, though.
It's difficult. I was watching it. The way they pass that ball, they just kind of catch it. I'm like, is there some kind of adhesive on the ball? And they just put their hands up and go, oop, I got it.
They just have extremely strong hands.
I was like, wow.
I feel like Larry Fitzgerald would be really good because he has those huge hands.
Can he swim, though? Like, he's got a lot of muscles. I feel like he's a little too dense. Like, those people, like, they're strong, but if you're too dense, you're just going to sink like a rock.
I feel like that might be a little racist right there, just calling Larry Fitzgerald out. Like, oh, can he swim?
What?
What?
I think you're projecting, bro.
It was a joke.
Swim.
Some of the sports I don't get are rhythmic gymnastics and synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw a bit of the synchronized swim, and it actually looked pretty impressive.
It's impressive. It definitely requires athleticism and skill, and I don't personally would qualify them as sports.
Well, let me ask you guys something as men. Do you guys feel like male gymnastics is gay.
I don't think anything is inherently associated with one sexual orientation or anything.
It takes a lot of strength to do what they do.
Trust me, there's nothing gay about being that strong or that flexible. As Amy can attest, she pretty much wants to touch all of them inappropriately.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because when you're growing up as a young boy, a lot of the things that you're like taught are not manly end up being the things that attract females the most later on. So I have no idea.
I mean, I love dancing and I'm pretty good at dancing. I didn't think that dancing would ever attract the ladies. Apparently it does.
Oh yeah.
Because you know why? Because it shows you have rhythm.
It also shows I'm flexible, and they're like, "Oh baby, I want to get in those pants."
After high school, there isn't as much of a except like with clubs, but even then, this isn't really much of a display of dancing. There isn't much of a chance to display your dancing skills.
Well, I just don't think you're looking for the opportunities. I mean, every moment is a chance, really.
You can dance.
Start dancing with a girl.
Yeah, why not? Sidewalk, wherever. What an act of bravery. I think you might find that some girls.
Why do you think they have improv? There are a lot of improv events where you're just dancing randomly in the middle seat in the street, and they actually have a lot of examples of that.
I mean, I like with the Olympics when a country that has never ever won a medal wins one. I love that. Like when Grenada got their first gold medal ever in track and field, I was like, that's cool,
Oh, I loved them in the opening ceremonies. The independent Olympians, when they came in, they were so excited. They were all like jumping all over each other, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're the Olympics."
We're all on our. We're not representing any country. We're fucking badass.
They're
I get to
dancing
keep
around.
my medal. Doesn't count the U.S.
I did watch last night the beach volleyball final with Misty May and Carrie Walsh, those other two.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Who won that?
Misty May and Carrie Walsh won.
Okay, good.
So it was a three-peat for them. And, they're, Misty May's retiring. Carrie Walsh is going to keep going. But,
I thought they said that after last time, though.
Yeah. Well, she's definitely gone. She's had too many injuries. She wants to concentrate on her family.
Yeah.
And plus her husband plays for the Dodgers, so, not like, Matt Trainer, so, So, anybody have anything else exciting to say?
Oh, if anybody cares, I have the gold count up here for what's the current gold count for each country. U.S. is winning with 90 and has 2 more gold medals than China, who has 80.
Wow.
So we got a good 10-point lead. And then the third place is pretty far behind Russia with 56. So I'm pretty sure.
Gold medal count?
No, that's all medal count. With gold medal, the United States has 39, China has 37, and Russia has 12.
Oh, well.
If you go up to third place with gold medals, Great Britain has 25, which is pretty good.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere and started winning a ton of medals.
I saw this graphic recently about all-time modern Olympic era gold medals. And the United States has, I think, 1,000 more than the second place country on that list. And in second place is the USSR, which doesn't exist anymore. It was pretty amazing.
Although I do have to say, of the gold medal count for the United States, 23 of those 30 medals were won by women.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
a lot of them
women are just, so go women.
We're very progressive. Woo.
I'm more a Winter Olympics fan, though. I've always been more into the Winter Olympics. I love the ski jump and the freestyle skiing and snowboarding,
Yeah.
If
Toku was here, he could talk about how good Canada does, but unfortunately, well.
Canada does okay.
Okay, because I'm not watching my thing, so I didn't even know he fell out of the call.
Never watched any of the messages. How am I supposed to be like, oh, I can't say this on the podcast, but here, I got a BRB.
Yeah, we never notice when somebody disappears. It's seamless.
Yeah.
We don't mention it because then people are, we have to cut that out altogether so that nobody knows that people have disappeared from the podcast.
Oh, I have to say, this whole podcast, there's not anything really we have to take out of it because it's been cool.
Yeah.
And, Chris is awesome, and I would love to have him on more. He's really cool.
Yeah, when I have time, I'd love to.
Or Amy, send the suggestion over to her.
Oh, yeah. We would love Amy, too. You know what? I'll tweet her right now.
Yeah.
Even though she's in the room, I'll just tweet at her.
We don't really talk. You'll have to like contact her people. They'll get a hold of her. It's kind of a thing. I don't know.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an interesting tidbit. You know the drug testing they do for the athletes? For 3 months, you have to tell the Olympic Committee where you have to give them a schedule of where you will be every hour of the day. So if they decide they want to come to your house at 2:00 in the morning and come to your door and give you a drug test, you have to be there.
Crazy.
Yeah, it said Michael Phelps was tested 58 times.
Whoa.
And they just show up. And I think Ryan Lochte was tested 22 times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryan Lochte failed the weed part of that every time. I've never seen more of a bro as an Olympic athlete in my life.
And when the representative arrives with your own little pee cup, you have to you have to roll your sleeves up all the way, and you have to strip from the waist down in front of the person, and they go with you in the bathroom.
If you're already doing that, why do you even need to be in the bathroom at that point? Just fucking pee in the cup.
To make sure that there's no way, no how that you can cheat the test.
I understand that much. It's just I don't understand why they make them strip down and then walk into the bathroom. Like at that point, it's just like my penis is out here. Let me just pee in the cup for you.
There could be people around.
Obviously not if you're stripping at that point. But before you get into the bathroom, you're stripping. So either nobody's there or everybody's there, and they're already out of the room at that point. Just, strip and shit.
It might not be in that order that you have to do it.
Can you imagine, some athlete getting to swerve on with his lady, and suddenly you hear on the door?
It's like, oh, man.
Oh, man.
I mean,
you can't ignore it, because you're an Olympic athlete. Yeah. So, if you miss it, then you're tossed out.
Yeah, you can't come to the Olympics. Screw you. Bad. You wasted the whole year, 4 years of your life just training, and now you're out of it.
Yep,
Good luck.
Like that. Yeah. I'm watching the Olympics now, and they're about to run the 200 meter.
Cool.
So much Olympic time.
I know. But it's that happening thing right now,
Yeah, I actually had a topic in mind, and then it totally slipped my mind completely.
Oh, what? No, tell us about give us your little spiel on RBTO there, Mac.
Oh, well, Chris was there, too. I'm not the only person here that was there. Just saying. Actually, I got there, sorry, what was that?
What?
You were there, too, Chris. You were at RBTO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because she said, give us your spiel, Mac, about RBTO. I'm like, I wasn't the only one there. Chris was there, too.
Yeah.
So, Chris, give us your highlights of RBTO.
Yeah.
The alcohol was pretty good.
It was pretty good, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Anything else?
That about covers it.
The alcohol.
That's all you remember is the drinking?
That's pretty much all that's all I got.
Were you sober at any time during RBTO?
Define sober.
Were you there during the picnic?
The what?
The picnic.
You mean the storm? Yeah, I was there, and so I walked back to the downtown.
You walked all the way downtown?
Well, I walked all the way there, and then we took a cab most of the way back. So.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow.
And it's Jamaica in the lead. 3 Jamaicans.
Are you watching TV?
I am.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
Holy crap! Usain Bolt won again.
Well, that's a shocker.
He's the first man in history to do that. I know way too much about the Olympics. I've been watching this way too much. I need to be weaned off the Olympics. Seriously. Well, I'm going to be, lost when this thing is off.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. They're just going to cut it. It's be done suddenly. And
I know.
Painfully. It's going to hurt.
But don't then football season starts, so I'll be cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. I do. I want to someday go see a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. I do. Because they have the pirate ship and the cannon. And damn it, I want to see it.
Yeah, they have all those guys dressed up like pirates, too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's my team, man. I love the Buccaneers.
They had a pretty bad season, though, last year.
I know. But, hey.
They should have had a good season. They had a good season last year. I don't know what happened.
I'm in Michigan. I'm not a Detroit Lions fan. I am sorry.
They're like the bad boys now, since the Oakland Raiders have kind of fallen into being the old guys.
Well, the big joke for a long time was, why would a tornado never hit Ford Field? Because nothing ever touches down there. So, Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, as much money as they spent on Ford Field, to give them their new stadium, like it's gonna make them do better. No. Yeah. Who did they win against? And everyone got all upset. Was it the Steelers?
I think I don't remember.
The Steelers. They won. Everyone was so shocked. And it was like, did you hear the Lions won? Like it's like it never happened. So it was like big news here in Detroit because the Lions actually, yes, they got one. Woo! Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So we're back on sports. Really?
We're sports fans.
I thought we were.
We scarred all our fans, and then we scared them away with sports. So that's just how we're going with it.
You bored them to death with sports. That's what you did. Because I was literally falling.
I feel like a lot of people on RT want to play by the stereotypical nerd card, and they're like, sports.
Dude, people who are really into sports. People who are really into sports are the biggest nerds in the world. Have you ever heard, a bunch of dudes sitting around talking about baseball stats? If that's not nerdy, I don't know what is.
It makes me want to punch them in the face for how nerdy they are.
Well, that's just rude.
Oh, you know what? Shut up.
You sound like a bully, man. You sound like a jock.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a jock. Dirty jock around. Fuck you, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, bitch.
My blue eyes.
My blue eyes.
My blue eyes. Okay, we're not going to go there. But yeah, I want to talk about my RVTO. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't get a chance. It just went straight back to sports.
Oh, I'm
sorry. Chris, you're the fuel that fuels that fire of stupid sports. Oh yeah, let's go back to
Wait for 2 minutes and we go back to sports.
I know. Let me get us back on track with Rooster Teeth events. Those are awesome. Let's start. I'm gonna start with the official times, I guess. I'll start with Thursday because that was the official first night, the unofficial first night of RVBTO this year. I think it was Pogue Mahomes was the venue that day. Am I right, Chris?
What? This is your story, not mine. I'm not gonna help you.
Oh, sure, you're not gonna help me with it. Well, you're on your own, bro. My memory and everything's blurred together, so. Pogue Mahomes, I got there at about 10 o'clock, couldn't get any service because the place was super packed with over 200 people at RVBTO and everybody already started drinking. So I just decided to stay to just, sneak, by the way, I snuck a flask full of cake-flavored vodka with me to the bar, and I'd just been swigging it every time the staff was not around. So I got pretty drunk. And we all went to the Imperial and had a great time there. I think that was the night that I got thrown out with Leprechaun because we were play fighting, wrestling, and apparently the bartender didn't like that, and we got thrown out. So, boo on her. What a bitch. I went back to my room, drank some more, passed out on a couch, and woke up the next morning. Friday, I essentially did the same thing, just, drinking. We got back into the Imperial pub, luckily, but that was nice. We started Pogue Mahomes that night, I think it was. No, that was Pogue Mahomes again. No, that night it was the Madison, so I was dressed up super nicely. I have a Tucker style outfit that I had, and if you guys were following on Twitter, you would have seen me, Shraver, and Blue Team, aka Joshua, all standing next to each other, tweeted by Joseph. After that, we went back to the Imperial again. This time we weren't getting thrown out. We had a good time. I went back to my room, passed out asleep, and while I was sleeping, I got drawn on by Film Geek on the side. He drew a penis on my face and dick love on my arm, and he put hi from Film Geek all across my stomach with a smiley face, and then right above my crotch, hi. Yeah, this is what I wake up to when I sober back up each day. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, I was really drunk. I literally walked into the room, I saw the room, and then I blacked out and woke up with drawings all over me, so.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, I was heavily induced with the alcohol. Not the best morning to wake up and fuck, I have to volunteer. I woke up and I was pissed at everybody in the room because nobody stopped him from drawing on me. And I hear it was Chris's idea, Spam Man's idea, that I got drawn on in the first place.
I believe that.
It was Leprechaun who provided the pen, Film Geek who did all the drawing, and Spam who essentially provided the inspiration. But then again, that night I went to 3 different bars and I punched Spam in the balls and ran away, and leaving him essentially on his own in the middle of Toronto. So I think I kind of deserved it. But then again, he induced it by giving me more alcohol, and I had been drinking a lot that night. So I'm just saying, don't fuck with Toku. Don't get him drunk and then slap him on the butt because he's going to get pissed.
You sound like just an awesome friend.
I know, right? I'm just like, hey, that was literally the one night that ever happened. I never did that ever before. No. Usually it ends up with me with a random girl in bed and me wondering what the fuck happened. This time he just happened to, I guess it was all the pent up rage from that weekend because I had to deal with a lot of spam and not get to talk to anybody. So I guess it was my release of rage. Like, he slapped me on the butt. Okay, that's it. That's the line. It's drawn. Punch him in the balls and run off. I met him later on at the bar, so it was all okay, I guess. And he got his revenge back on me, so I was like, yeah. And then on Saturday, I have to wake up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I ended up getting up way too early. After I'd showered and got all the ink off me and then dressed again, and then I went out. I was supposed to meet up with Borderline JD and Bad Jeff and essentially those guys to, go for some breakfast before we go to the Ram and the Ryan, start setting up for the whole event for Saturday. So I got up too early. I went, I had breakfast. I came back to the hotel. They finally had gotten ready about 8 o'clock when I was already done eating. Chris Chan from the site Death Boy, I don't know why the fuck he has his spelling like that. Whatever. Chris Chan from the site Death Boy or something like that.
Yeah, it's like oi, like punk rock.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid regardless. It's a stupid screen game. He should feel bad. I hope he feels bad. I'm gonna text him later, telling him his RT name is stupid anyways. But yeah, we ended up. What?
That's not
nice.
No, it's not.
Dude, the guy uploaded a video of me on YouTube drunk dancing. So you know what? I don't have to be nice to him. Without permission, by the way, this is without permission. So By the way, I forcibly made him delete it off of Facebook, off of YouTube, so you can't find it anymore. So
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, I know.
Did you make him delete it, or did you just report him and be like, "Oh, I need to delete this"?
I'm like, delete that shit now. He's like, hey, well, while we went to the Egg Smart nearby, and while we were sitting down eating, I made him delete it, and he showed it to me like, do you want to hit the button? I'm like, yes, delete. I don't know if he's going to re-upload it, but for now, it's not on there. So, give up on trying. So we went to Egg Smart, had some breakfast. I just had, apparently they had this thing called Limitless Coffee, which I love, because I had 4 cups of coffee that day. After everybody paid, we ended up showing up 15 minutes late. I get to my section, it's all set up. So it's essentially, I woke up at 10 a.m. not to do anything, except to pick up my package as a volunteer.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I walk in what can I do? Oh, we're already done. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm just going to sit here. I just essentially, for the morning, I stood there and played Power Stone the whole morning before we opened the doors. So up for the whole morning. Do a little bit of moving and then just sit there and play Power Stone, which is fucking awesome.
I do have one question.
Okay.
How is it that Barbara ended up with all that underwear?
Oh, did you see my tweet? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually felt like that was the thing I should go and ask her before I tweet. So I went and asked her, is this okay? She's like, yeah, totally do it now. I'm like, okay, tweet it. And then that's the one tweet that I've had the most retweets and favorites of all, because I literally tweeted at Barbara, a picture of Barbara, and everybody was like, oh shit, I gotta get on this. I'm like, oh fuck. And now I feel so bad for doing it, because then it's been more a pain for me than it is for her, because she has to deal with that much attention all the time, but for me, it's like, friggin' hell. But yeah, during Jeff and Cliff's performance, essentially they went and they purchased underwear, and just for fun, threw the underwear at Cliff and Jeff while they were performing.
You know where that idea came from?
No, I don't.
Late Night Jenga Jam.
Was it?
It was. It was Jack and BrunoBlargg, I believe. Or was it Lauren?
Probably Lauren was involved in that.
Yeah, I think it was Lauren who said, we should all just go get a bunch of underwear and you guys just throw it at Jeff.
Yeah, well, it happened. And then at near the end of the performance, every break, he would throw underwear back at us. So we all threw it at Barbara, and Barbara essentially just collected it and wore it. And you can see those red sunglasses?
Yeah.
I gave them to her after that. I'm like, no, after this picture, you get these. Enjoy. Because she had the red bra with the red sunglasses on top, and she was just a handful of underwear. That's perfect. There you go. Done.
Then, of course, you guys sing that song that I can't stand.
We all sang Call Me Maybe. I think I stage during it and sang along with Cliff. It was Cliff that was singing the song. and it was like me, Cliff, Trevor, and I know there was somebody on the other side. I think Aaron jumped in as well, and we were all singing it together.
Oh, God.
Just like as a group, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if it was that song or another song, but I'm pretty sure it was that one because I felt energized by that song. Like, yes, jumping on stage. And everybody was singing along. If you see the video, which I'm probably going to link to you later on, Jay, it was pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, that was the rest of, actually that was later on Saturday night. Yeah, it was all that and then mingling, and I think, that night I changed into 3 different outfits that whole night, and everybody kept looking at me like, did you change clothes? I'm like, yeah, I did. So it was once for the RTO announcement where I changed shirt and I put on a leather jacket, a red shirt, my red RTO shirt, and then my red sunglasses. And then after that, I went back to my uniform, which was the blue shirt. So I went back, changed to the blue shirt, had my blue sunglasses. I think everybody kept commenting on how well prepared I was at accessorizing for a guy for the event, because every night I had a set type of clothing, and like I kept changing out my outfit, and it was like, why are you so good at accessorizing? This feels weird. Like, I wasn't even this, like, every girl kept saying, I'm not that prepared for the event, but you're, like, super prepared. I had, like, 4 or 5 pairs of sunglasses attached to my pants, and every time I changed shirts, I would switch sunglasses to make it appropriate for that specific thing. Yeah, so.
That's just kind of weird, dude.
Hey, you know what? I dress to impress, and I accessorize just to make sure everything goes well. So, screw you. I'm awesome.
And, of course, for our
And
audience...
fabulous.
I did like 5 times, like, fabulous.
If anybody's interested in RTO, it's what? RTOevent.ca?
It is. Yeah, you can come onto our website at rtoevent.ca or follow us on Twitter at RVB, RTO. And follow us on Twitter at RTO Event, or come on to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/RTO Event. And if you have any questions for us, we do have an official email, rtoevent@gmail.com.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that entire story? I got distracted by a picture of a wombat.
This part of the story was the last part that you didn't hear.
You started talking about Red versus Blue Toronto, and then I saw this picture.
Oh, well, you see, okay, let's go. I was drunk a lot, I accessorized really very well, and I, drank a lot. Oh,
Okay, got it. I got it.
That's the TLDL version.
Exactly. I got drunk, I accessorized very, very well, and I punched Spam in the balls. That's the gist of what I've said so far.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. That's about,
that works.
And Barbara, I got a picture of Barbara with underwear and sunglasses on, so there you go. Oh, and I sang Call Me Maybe.
Oh, I hate that.
I was just kidding. I heard everything.
I heard it anyway, so suck a dick. Or suck on.
I truly do not like that song at all.
Well, let me give you this link, June.
No.
Jay, come on, Jay. It's got everybody singing it in unison.
No.
Yo. Chris was a part of it.
No.
I was?
Okay.
I think I was pretty drunk.
Nah, you were
Chris
singing.
doesn't remember anything.
I could see you. You were in the crowd drinking and singing, yelling out completely wrong lyrics, but singing.
If it happened at Red vs. Blue Toronto, saying that I was drinking is redundant.
Yeah, you were saying very wrong lyrics while being drunk consistently through the night. Which
there you go.
Is day, so there you go.
Yeah.
Then Sunday came along. I ended up waking up early, getting to the park at just like 5 minutes before 10 a.m., and there was no staff there.
Wow.
So it was ironic because the day before, everybody was there way earlier and finished setting up. This time, nobody was there. And then I went, grabbed some soda and a snack. I came back to the park, and there was Lori there, and I think there was another Chris there. That was they were standing there, and they were waiting for, there was nobody there. I was like, okay, I'll sit at the benches to reserve our spot. And Lori offered to get me a muffin, and also went and actually got a big tub of coffee for us all. So that was nice. Essentially, the whole event was set up at 12 o'clock after people started showing up. It wasn't until Microbe finally showed up around like 12:30ish, and then decided to go get drinks, and then like around 1ish, the people that were bringing supplies actually brought supplies and showed up. Then we set it up, and there was already a group of people playing stuff. And then essentially we had everything set up, and then apparently we thought that all the drinks were not free, but then apparently the drinks were free. So we had charged people already, and we decided, screw it, we're just going to keep the donations. Like, here, grab some Elate, there's your thing, whatever. And then the rain started happening, and I was happy I brought my sombrero that day because it protected me for the most part. Oh, also, there was one fun thing. I don't know if Chris caught this, but Leper Shawn actually climbed into a tree, and because he's so short, he couldn't get back down because people had actually boosted him up into the tree.
Did you call the fire department? They get the big ladder and bring him down with the
No,
cat?
Duff Magnetic and me, we actually went and grabbed his feet, let him jump down a bit, and then he dropped down. This is how it happened. He dropped down. He was falling because he had gotten me off balance. He landed on my shoulder with his butt and like facing forward, like we were both facing forward. He like landed there. Then I stepped back to try and get a foothold. Instead, there were the catch with the flags literally under the tree at the same time. Worst thing ever. I trip a little bit, and then he regains his balance by jumping on me, like as if you're holding a little child where his legs are wrapped around your back and stuff. He jumps on me like that, and then I'm falling. So he somehow slips out of that, and then by the time I land on my butt, and for some reason, one shoe slipped off, and he was in my arms as if I was carrying him like a damsel in distress. Like, arms and legs in both arms. And we just land there. It's like, okay, that was pretty traumatic. How about that? It got a perfect, and then just Shawn's so appreciative, like, oh my God, I'm so happy you caught me. And he just hugs me, and then that's when Nathan takes a picture, like a snapshot of me holding him in my arms. Essentially, like I caught him, saved him.
In an intimate embrace. How romantic.
Guys, it's almost my bedtime.
Aww.
Okay, well, let's talk about something else then, real quick. Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Well,
we have
no,
something to show you, right, guys? Yeah, right? There's this awesome thing to show you / you here. Maybe it has something to do with Bruno. Help me out, guys. I don't think you can hear me if I whisper. Hopefully.
No, he can hear you. You know what?
I knew it.
Our shameless publicity?
You know what? If you're tired, Chris, you could just totally tag out with Amy. I'm pretty sure she'll be awake still, right?
No, she's done.
Yeah.
Aww.
How dare she?
Yeah. Well, were you trying to show me something? What's happening?
Yes, we're totally trying to show you something. Cough, cough.
You know what?
You need to stay around here for another half an hour while we set it up. So.
Half hour?
You know what, Chris? What's funny? You just said that, and all of a sudden, I just checked my Twitter. Amy just tweeted, "Anyone have a Minecraft server I can jump in?" 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, man. She's in bed.
She's in bed with a laptop.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the point of having a laptop.
I don't know. I have a desk. I have a cabinet top. I just put my laptop on my cabinet. I have like that nightstand, and that's where I have my laptop because I don't want to put it on my lap because I don't want to fry my balls. I'm just saying. I want to have children in the future, you know?
Oh. I'm really disappointed with my setup. I'm on a couch with my laptop on like a TV dinner little setup thing. So it is incredibly uncomfortable. I can't wait till I'm back in college and then I'll have a desk. I can just put it there.
I outclassed you.
Of course, now that Chris has been on our podcast, he has to shamelessly promote us.
As soon as you get the podcast up, of course, I'm gonna tweet about it.
Sweet. Internet
But
bro hug
seriously,
for you,
we'd
Chris.
love to have you on again sometime.
What was that, Jay?
We'd love to have you on again sometime just to hang out with us.
Oh yeah, totally. What do you do every Thursday night?
Every other.
Every other Thursday.
We usually do it twice a month.
Just let me, give me a note in advance, and I'll when I can make time, I'll pop in and say hey.
Yeah, when you start hanging out with Egoraptor and Tobuscus and JonTron, make sure to try and get them on our show too. We would so appreciate it.
Apparently, we're working on Tobuscus.
Yeah, I want to try to work on Tobuscus. I think it'd be awesome to have him on.
Well, he's a busy guy. He does so much stuff. Since he has a TV show, and then he already plays like a ton of games. Like he has like a daily vlog, and then he has like 3 games a day.
down.
So he's always working. He's the hardest working guy on YouTube. So it is hard to get him to do anything.
Yeah. Does he post something like every
Yeah,
day?
he posts a vlog every day. He posts like 3 Toby games a day. He does so much stuff.
Hey, I post every day.
Well, you post
I don't
writing,
think
but like
so.
he has to record it, edit it. He has to make like a special little like thumbnail for it. He has to do all this stuff in like one day.
Oh,
Does he have a guy that does that for him?
No, well
Yeah,
he
somebody that
he
edits
jokes
it.
that no, he says, "Steven, edit me out," but Steven is imaginary. I think he
Oh.
does have that one new guy who's been on the animated adventure. What's his name? Gay Buskus. I think he actually helps out with the editing now. So he's been, but
Isn't
yeah,
he the
but for the
muscle
longest
guy?
time. What? Yeah, he's the muscly guy, which he actually
okay.
is pretty muscly in real life. But he's like hugely ripped in the animated thing. He's like just this huge monster.
I love Gay Buskus. He's hilarious.
Yeah, the reason why I was going, oh shit, is because I'm watching the BMX racing on the Olympics, and literally this guy fell off it's like an obstacle course, where he's like filled with stuff, but you have to be fast as well. Well, this guy fell off his bike and got ran over by the guy behind him. I mean, literally, ran over. I mean, they're bicycles, but damn, as hard as these guys go down, you're like, holy shit. But
Getting hit by a bicycle is not much better than getting run over by a car. So I would not want to trade
Not
positions
really.
with that guy.
It's way less for getting run over by a car.
That is true. You probably get smushed by a car, but the bike, you just
Right,
get some broken bones.
No, you get broken bones from a car if you're lucky, and you get, at the worst, a bruise from a bike.
Well, they have like BMX bikes, so they're a lot heavier.
All right, well, we're gonna let Chris go because it's Chris's bedtime.
Yeah, I'm sleepy, you guys.
Yeah.
You go
Tell
to
us
the joke before you leave.
As well.
Tell you a joke before I leave.
Yeah, you said you love to tell jokes, and we never got a joke out of you this time, so we want to get one joke.
Oh gosh, I do like telling jokes. Trying to think of one that won't make me look like a complete tool bag, though. All the jokes.
That's okay.
All the jokes I know off the top of my head are like nasty jokes that you're not supposed to tell in public.
Oh, dude, trust me, we are an unrated podcast. Go for it.
No, I have to. It's still got my name attached to it, bro.
Oh, true. Okay, we don't want to ruin your image.
No, it's fine. I wrote something actually pretty recently called Quotes by No One Ever, and it's basically like things that you never hear anybody say. So, for example, I have the weirdest itch on my back, but I can't reach the spot, so I'm not even gonna try and scratch it. Or weird. I've never noticed this mole before. Oh, well, I'm sure I've always had it. I'm certainly not going to panic myself by looking at WebMD. Here, this is a good one. I wish there were more songs that not only had an accompanying dance, but the song itself explained how to do said dance. I really wish there were more of those.
Hey, how about I teach you how to Dougie?
Yeah. High fives are never awesome. That's another good one. Never hear anybody say that. Or, let's see. Oh, randomly following thousands of people was a really effective way of building up a loyal Twitter following. Funny how that worked out. And one last one to end. This is my favorite one. I've totally been this drunk before. No one ever says that.
I kind of say that.
Do you say I've totally been this drunk before when you're drunk?
Kind of, yes.
You saying that like on the way to try and be more drunk, to push his limits. Like, I've totally been this drunk before, but I'm going farther.
Exactly. It's like, I've been here before. This is lame. I'm going to go to the next level. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining us and having fun hanging out and
of course. Tweet at me when this is up, and I will pimp it mercilessly.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, I've already started following you. Woo.
Hey, I just started following him a while before. All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, honey.
Night.
Night.
Hipster Toku, by the way. I followed it way before anybody knew it was cool. Yeah.
I followed this.
All right. Well, now that our guest is gone, it doesn't look like Fernando's going to show up.
I'm going to talk bad about Brian. Go all over it.
No, we need Mac Delee so we can start talking bad about him then, right after. So.
Period. You guys never can.
Well, I'm gonna end the taping, so we're gonna say, everybody say goodnight to the internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, internet.
Okay, internet. Just before you go to sleep, watch out. I'm standing over you. Was that great?
No, you're not doing that right. You just have to go. No, don't turn around. Don't turn around. Be you. No, that's right. Keep doing that.
Keep on
No,
dressing
anyway.
up, baby. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just recording this on my iPhone. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's for my personal collection. It's going on, RedTube and stuff. Don't worry about it. I'll all over it. Don't look in the closet. I'm not doing anything here. Don't worry about it. Okay. Good night. I'm not going to keep talking about it. Yeah.